Hello and welcome to Refresh with Dawn Herring, where observation transforms. And this is the way I see it as artist, aspiring musician, journal keeper, and full-time grandma. This is where we talk about awareness, attitude, and intuition, and how they lead to more confident decision-making and aligned living. I know I see, I choose to be transformed from the heart. I love, I see, I choose to be aligned from the start, because the way I see it matters. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Way I See It podcast. Today I want to share my experience with sensory power. In episode 1, we discussed the 3 keys to aligned living, the first one being awareness. So today I would like to unpack what that can look like when we focus on our senses and how that can lead to a heightening of our intuition and to more confident decision making. I began tapping into what I refer to as sensory power as I delved into the topic of consciousness and that spaciousness behind all the noise. Getting quiet and still enough to pay attention to what our senses pick up in our surroundings can train us to become more aware of that divine presence in all of us. I want to share with you my most practiced ways of tapping into sensory power that work for me, ones that have stayed with me, bringing me into a more aligned, aware state that calms. We sure could use more calm now, can't we? One of my favorite ways is through my sense of hearing. I find I do this most often at night when my goal is to relax towards sleep. And this is the time when our thoughts can take center stage, most often in a way that can keep us up, wired and stressed from the day's happenings. Instead, I choose to listen very carefully to the sounds I can hear, like the distant swish of traffic going by or the hum of a fan blowing. Of course, this is different from hearing a noise that irritates, such as loud music or conversation right outside your bedroom window. But alas, there are many sounds we can tap into that bring us to a place of presence, which naturally calms when done for periods of time. Of course, the challenge of staying present is always there, pulling us away from listening and drawing us back into stressful thinking. But if I just keep bringing my mind back to the sounds each time I get distracted, I can capture more of that calm for myself. Another way I tap into my senses is through my piano playing. I play by ear as I compose spiritual songs I've written on the piano. Yes, it takes energy and focus to determine what sounds align with the melody I've created, but it brings me into intense focus and awareness when I do. Between listening to the sounds I make and my sense of touch on the keys, it is truly an immersive experience. Whether I'm composing a new song or practicing one already in my piano book, it enables me to tap into that sensory power that brings deep awareness to my soul. Another sensory delight for me is working with my hands in my art journal. I use many mediums to create 2-page spreads in my spiral visual journal, from scraping primer at the start onto the page to using tools to create texture and fun mark making. It's all very hands-on. I love using fabrics, buttons, scraps of paper, cardboard pieces for mark making, and tools like a paintbrush or pastel crayon to apply color, whether wet or dry. The textures I create help me tap into that sensory power of awareness, and seeing the whole process from start to finish is a true sensory delight as I make marks, cut bits and adhere them in pleasing places, and listen to that intuitive voice that teaches me what I can learn from the whole process. Is there something in your day that brings you delight with your senses? Perhaps birdsong, or walking in the woods, or playing a fun game with your kids or grandkids? Maybe it's petting your cat's fur, or looking deep into your dog's eyes, or dancing to your favorite song, or seeing your favorite color in a fun design. Once you recognize how your senses come alive, make it a point to delight in those places of sensory power as often as possible. This can awaken your awareness, giving you opportunity to practice presence, bringing you into a place of peace and calm naturally. Next time you enjoy a sensory delight, linger a little longer. Make time stand still for just a moment, or 2, or 3. Enjoy the delight of a good belly laugh. Listen more distinctly to the notes from your favorite song. Slow down enough to hear that favorite bird song. Stop and listen, feel, see, smell, taste, and know. A journaling prompt for you. Jot down a list of your favorite sensory delights. Put a star next to the ones you can create yourself so you can include them in your daily experience. Describe one of those most recent experiences in detail and how it makes you feel. Revel in the memory and in your current experience and feel the power of the present moment. You are welcome to subscribe to my YouTube channel for future The Way I See It episodes. And you're also welcome to check out my website at dawnherring.net, where I provide journaling resources for your practice. Thank you so much for listening, and remember that the way you see it matters.